Hello, everybody. Welcome to Naked Inside. It is March 14th, 9:35 a.m. And this is the Glory review episode. I will be doing a recorded version of this that goes in a little bit more in depth and also that's maybe a little bit more organized. But I just finished watching The Glory. We have a watch party up at Patreon, patreon.com/DKDKTV if you want to watch it with me. But these are my initial thoughts of finishing the drama, and also just basically an overview of what exactly happened. I mean, I think it's very obvious. So I'll just do my critique on the drama itself, and also talk about some of the news events that are revolving around the show. Hello, I'm on EP 14. Oh, okay. Well, not everybody's finished yet. Okay, so maybe this is a little bit too early to do this full review, because this review is going to be, there's going to be some spoilers. But I'll give you guys a heads up. I'll give you guys a heads up on the spoilers. But yes, there will be some spoilers in this show. So if you want to be completely spoiler free, I advise you to not watch this show. But I literally finished your watch party 5 minutes ago. Okay, that's perfect. That's perfect. And I will try to leave out as much critical information as possible. I don't know how that's gonna work, but I'll try to do that. Okay. So before we go on, okay, so this news came out. The producer of The Glory basically admitted to school violence. So I don't think he's a bully. Like his basically what happened was he was in the Philippines. He studied in the Philippines in high school in 1996, and basically he had a girlfriend that was in middle school, so a few years younger than him, and he heard that the middle school students were making fun of his girlfriend and him as well. And he and a group of friends went there and beat up the middle school kids. Is that school violence? That's not school violence. That's at school violence, but that's not necessarily bullying. That's not necessarily, bullying. But still, like, this was exposed by, I guess, one of the people that that were beaten up. And as soon as like part 2 came out, this was exposed. And he first said, oh, it was because they were making fun of my girlfriend at that time. And then the ex-girlfriend came out and said, actually, none of that happened. Like, no one made fun of me. He was in high school and his girlfriend was in middle school. Yes, that is true. That is correct. So his girlfriend wasn't backing him up, and basically he later admitted yesterday, saying, oh, okay, yeah, I did beat up a few people, I'm sorry. Yeah, I can understand why, but kind of ironic considering he made this drama. Also, beating up middle schoolers as a high schooler is messed up. Yeah, it's not even him alone. He had a group of 5 friends went to the middle school and beat up kids. Yeah. That's some so it's very ironic that he's making this drama about anti-school violence, and then his entire past is exposed. I hope he sincerely apologized. Yes, he said he will apologize. I mean, this is a very long time ago. I'm not gonna lie. This is like, what, almost 30 years ago. Almost 30 years ago. So I highly doubt that this is gonna affect his career. And it's not like he severely bullied anybody. It was more like a beat up. Yeah, he did beat up people, but I think it's not as bad as bullying. Kids will fight. But maybe he said he didn't remember. He said he didn't remember about this incident, which I guess might also be understandable because it's like 30 years ago. But it's just ironic because if you look at the drama, like the whole premise is that the bullied victim waited 18 years for the sweet revenge. So was he not thinking like, oh shit, this might get me, or something like that. Anyway, yeah, this guy kind of got semi canceled, but not really. I guess it's not technically bullying. So you can go check out this article on Naked Soul. All articles are on Naked Soul here. We have daily blogs featuring news articles about Korea on Naked Soul. So yeah, basically that's what happened, and that's all the news there is really about the Glory. Now I'm gonna just go over to my review and thoughts about this story. Intriguing how this story did not come out during season 1. Yeah, you would think if it came out during season 1, then maybe like part 2 might be delayed or something, or maybe this person just wanted to wait it out until he was at the peak of his career. Yeah, this drama is trending number 3 on the US. Actually, this drama is number 1 in watch time in Netflix, so it's pretty amazing. And I gotta say, like, I don't know if this is like a perfect K-drama, but I would rate it like a solid 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 for me. I took out the extra 2 points because of number 1, the romance line, the love line between the doctor and Dong-eun. Oh my god, that was, I mean, if you join me in the watch party, you know how much I hate that. I absolutely do not understand the need for the doctor to be there. It's just first of all, I don't feel the chemistry. Okay, I don't feel the chemistry between these two. And the doctor's lines, whoever wrote it, the doctor's lines are so cringy. It's and it's unrealistic. This guy's a doctor. He's a doctor. He has a rich ass family. He is literally the heir to a huge ass hospital. Girls will be like begging to date him, right? And he waits 10 years for this girl. I don't even know if it's 10 years. It's more, probably more. He waits all this time to help this girl out and acts like a simp. Oh, it's just so frustrating. It's literally there as fan service, I feel like. Whoever enjoys the typical K-dramas, this is like the fan service character. But I was okay with it in part 1, relatively, because he did not play that big of a role, right? He did not play that big of a role in part 1. He was just like a side character mostly. But in part 2, he is literally he has the second most screen time among all the actors. And I was proper annoyed because whenever he came on screen, It's like, bro, stop being such a simp. And literally, this girl treats you. She treats you like shit. Okay, you're not like she. Okay, spoiler for if you haven't watched the last episode. She literally disappears after all this help you've given her. You helped her for all this time, and she literally ghosts you. I cannot believe that. And then she comes back and he's okay with it. I don't know. Like he literally got ghosted after he helped this girl for how many years? How many months? Uh okay. Uh you can unmute now. Yeah, so I just did not understand that part, and the frustrating thing is like, okay, like Dongeun, she was supposedly the mastermind behind planning all this. I agree, but I felt like this entire story, like I really like part one. I think part one was like a 10 out of 10 for me. But part two was like maybe a 6 out of 10. And the reason behind that is because like in part one, these characters, especially Dongeun, she has so much control and she has so much, I guess, what would you call it? Like all these actions that led to the end of part one, she was doing it herself. It was out of her own skills and assets and whatever, right? She worked for it. In part two, essentially, if there was no doctor, she wouldn't be able to do any of this shit. The doctor, it became a Cinderella story in part two because in part one, she's this like very hardworking, crazy victim of bullying that catered her entire life towards taking revenge, and she gets a job because she wants to get revenge and stuff like that. So this is all her doing. She's like, you can see that she's working for it. In part two, it's literally like, okay, she has a problem, and then the doctor suddenly appears, and he, another spoiler, buys a funeral house because he has all the money in the world. He's literally a cheeky. He buys whatever she needs, and he pays off whatever she needs, so that she can take care of her revenge. It's like you essentially, like, if she didn't have the guy's money, she wouldn't be able to do any of this shit. The guy did everything for her. Yeah. And personally, like, the motivation behind the guy helping her is just not there. Like, I don't understand why this guy would help her so much. And it took them 16 episodes to kiss. I guess they kind of have to leave that hanging, that grape hanging there, because after they kiss, then all the tension is lost maybe. But yeah. But she saved up a lot of money for the revenge. But did she save up that much money for like buying plots of land? Like I feel like if she didn't have the money, then none of this would have happened. Yeah. I like the romance because it's more of an anchoring of each other. They are easy others, one of peace. It's not over the top and not the point of the story. Yeah, it's not the point of the story, but I feel like they focused too much on that. Yeah. Yeah, he literally bought her that funeral home. Exactly. And that was like the key piece. That was the most important part. That was the most important part of solving this puzzle. And I don't know. And then like he yeah. I just wish Song Hye-kyo did it everything on her own. We didn't need him. Yeah. And speaking of that doctor guy, okay, talking about the ending, let's talk about that last episode. Spoiler for the next 3 minutes. So I want to say that, okay, I understand her trying to kill herself. Okay, she's devoted her entire life to taking revenge, and now that the revenge is done, she feels like, okay, what now? What do I have left? I'm just a broken soul. But how the fuck did the doctor's mom get to that rooftop? Okay, I understand it's a drama, you know, it's coincidence. Everything is coincidence. Literally, like the latter part of the second half of part 2, all these events happen via coincidence mostly. But that mom, it seemed like the laziest writing. It seemed like the writer was like, oh fuck, you know, I gotta end this somehow. How do I make it so that, you know, it's a good ending? And that mom somehow found her at the right place and right time, and somehow that's just does not make sense. Yeah, I think the doctor would have been more plausible. And like, who is this mom? Like why does she care so much about this girl? It's like, oh, my son needs you. Please take him out of this hell. It's like, no, shut up. Like, seriously, if my daughter or son was, you know, Dong-eun, no, I mean my if my daughter or son was the doctor, and this girl, like, you know, he helped her all this time, and then she suddenly ghosted and is trying to kill herself, like, I would be like, okay, yeah, you need to meet better girls. I wouldn't go to the girl and be like, hey, please save my son, you know. So, you know, like, if I were to make that ending, if I were to remake that ending, I think I would have, if someone had to stop Dong-eun from killing herself, I think the doctor would have been too cheesy. I think the doctor would have been too K-drama-y. I think if it was like younger Dong-eun, like the young girl that was bullied, if she was seeing her younger self on that roof, then maybe it would have been like, oh, she would have been reminded, like, oh, right, before all this, before everything unfolded, I was this girl. Before even maybe a young Dong-eun that was there before the bullying, you know? Before the bullying happened. Like a young, innocent Dong-eun. Then maybe that might have made more sense. Let's be grateful that they don't send the ghost of Sohee to stop her from jumping. Yeah, that's true. That would have been funny. Also, what was up with the shaman apparently getting posed by her and knowing details that Dong-eun didn't give to her? So that was I feel like, okay, so that was a big leap in logic, especially because like this drama in part 2, I don't know if you guys noticed it or if it was just me, but like literally after every sequence Like every evidence, every piece of new evidence, they go on a flashback and explain where that evidence came from and explain what it means. I think the drama assumes that people watching this are dumb. And maybe it was the right choice, maybe it's not, but they literally go into explanation of every single little detail. Like they force feed you. But then that shaman bit, they did not. And I was kind of confused. But my assumption is that Dong-eun paid off the shaman. So Dong-eun gave some money to the shaman and also told her the details of, what the bully went through, what the bullied victim went through. And apparently I think her like suddenly dying or some shit, that was kind of weird, but I guess it was the ancestors, the spirits that the shaman is trying to call. It's them punishing the shaman for selling out essentially, and that's how I interpreted it. Honestly, it's kind of confusing. Oh, Shaman had details that Dong-eun didn't know. The convo Sohee and Yeonjin had at the rooftop. Oh, really? What did you think about the rich mom? She was strong, cold. I was shook. Oh, I really like the rich mom's acting. The rich mom, the part that I also didn't understand was I initially thought that when the husband, the abusive husband died, right? From being run over by the mom, the rich mom. And I initially thought that the rich mom gave the shaman money to push him over the bridge or something, and then he fell on the car and basically they covered it up as jaywalking. That was my understanding, but I was reading some people's reactions and apparently he was jaywalking. He was jaywalking for whatever reason in that rain, I forget. And the mom happened to be, at the perfect place at the perfect time to kill him. Oh. Dong-eun's mom was really good though. Yeah, Dong-eun's mom, oh, the character, oh. I wanted to punch her in the face, and that's a compliment. Oh, she played that role so well. The drunk mom role. I mean, oh my god. The way she acted and the way she was just like getting in front of the way of Dong-eun. It was so frustrating, and like the way she acted as an alcoholic. I got like PTSD that I didn't even know I had. I absolutely hated her. She is the worst character in those drama, but also the best. Dong-eun's mom made me angrier than the bully. She did it really well because a lot of people with strong parents said they were triggered a bit. Yeah. I just cannot imagine growing up in that household. That was some dark shit, man. The abusive husband was told that he needed to hurry and go to a certain place and get money. So I think that's why he decided to jaywalk. But like, how did the rich mom find the abusive parent at the perfect place at the perfect time? It was See, those kind of things seem like lazy writing to me. Like, if the shaman somehow took the abusive husband and pushed him over a bridge, then I might understand. But no. Danny, why can she find Donghoon by filing in a form? What does that mean? Okay, so in Korea we have a very extensive resident registration system. We have a very extensive registration system. Essentially, you are each like you guys have social security numbers, so we have social security numbers, but all our address is input in a government record, and also our family information is also inputted in a government record. So you have access to your direct family's addresses. I do believe that there are ways to basically not have that show to the other person, but maybe they made it for dramatic purpose. Let me just Google that real quick. 가족관계 증명서 더 글로리. Yeah, we have this form of paper that just shows like your direct family members, where they live, their birth dates and stuff like that, and anyone can get it for your family, just like literally 24/7. So I guess she got that and then she found the address. Let me see if you can like So you cannot erase yourself from that form of document. So your parents essentially have access to, you need to go into court and file a lawsuit in order to get yourself removed. So essentially you have access to your children's or your parents' home address for eternity unless you file a lawsuit. I did not know that. So yeah, then this drama is actually real. Yeah. Do you have to officially sever ties, like you won't get anything from your will before you can hide them and not let them get your info? Yeah. So according to the quick Google search that I did, it says that you have to sever ties legally. Man, that is, I don't know. I guess like this kind of system came about when it was much less likely to be, severing ties with your family and stuff. And this was like derived from like the 60s and 70s, but wow, that I did not know that it was something like that. And to be in an abusive family, it must be really difficult to be in like Donghoon's situation. But also it didn't make sense that the doctor was able to make himself a guardian with no proof, just a note in the paperwork. Well, the thing is, the doctor owns the hospital. That's why I don't like it. The doctor can do whatever the fuck he wants. He owns the hospital. His family runs the hospital. So, like, who's gonna stop him from saying, "Oh, I'm the guardian," right? Hmm. Do you think Glory will encourage South Koreans to take tougher action on bullying in schools? I'm wondering if the drama is bringing awareness to these terrible acts. Well, the thing is, like, so the bullying portrayed in the Glory, that's like 2004. So I don't think, like, it's completely different now. Like, this was when I was going to school, and I've had teachers like that. I never seen bullying to that extent that's shown in this drama, but there was bullying, but nothing anything close to this extent. This is pretty extreme. Although the events of the Glory are based on actual events. But nowadays, I don't see it being very easy to be getting away with stuff like this. There are still bullies, I'm sure. Like literally any school, probably there will be bullies. But it's much harder to get away with it now, already, even before the Glory, than it was a decade or two ago. Yeah. Hmm. I assumed he was the guardian with Soi's mom's permission rather than him forcing it, but yeah, doctor has too much power in Asia. But he's not just any doctor. His family literally runs like the biggest hospital in Korea. So like that, like for me, that was a deal breaker. Was why would this guy, who has literally everything, like torture his soul by trying to help this tortured soul go through her revenge? Is it normal for South Korean kids who are rich like Yeonjin to go to the same school as poor people like Dongwon? So there's actually a system. Okay, so these are all good questions. Let me just fix the lighting over there. Sorry. Give me like 30 seconds. So, yeah, okay. So in Korea, schools are if you go to public school, you're divided by area, neighborhoods. And in Korea, there's a lot of like social mix in neighborhoods because it's part of the law to uh, basically allocate a certain percentage of a newly built apartment complex to rental homes. And these government rental homes are for housing, public housing for lower income households. So there's often a slight social mix where you'll have like a really rich neighborhood and then there's some poor people as well. So naturally, there will be a disparity in wealth in terms of things like that. And some neighbors are more of a mix. Some neighbors are just poor. Some neighborhoods are like mostly rich and then like very few poor people. So most rich parents don't want to send their kids to schools where there's like a big mix. So they move houses in order to get favorable neighborhoods and stuff like that. And yeah, it looks like these girls went to public school. So definitely I think it is public school, which is kind of weird for me though, like because you think um these girls they're all like super freaking rich families, right? Except for Hejong. at least the bullies, they're all rich families, super rich families. Why would they send their kids to a shitty public school? You would think, right? Hmm. Would this bring forward reforms on how teachers and school administrators will be reprimanded for allowing such bullying in their schools? The thing is, like, okay, so this is 2004, so it's a completely different atmosphere. My mom's a teacher, and she's actually in charge of anti-bullying, and she has to like go to hearings and stuff. So it's like a completely different atmosphere than what is portrayed in the drama. So I don't think like it's gonna change much because it's already changed. That's the thing. Um, that's the thing. It's already changed. So it's not some. I don't see stuff like this happening right now. Big shout out to my mom. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So yeah, it's and and they have like police officers in these hearings. So I heard about them. Basically, once a act of school violence has been committed, they didn't have this when I was in middle school or high school, but yeah, when I was going to school, there I don't think there was anything like this. But nowadays, basically, once there's a case of bullying, the school has to mandatorily open a hearing. And what this hearing is, you get two parents, both from the both sides, and also a police officer, and also a few teachers in charge of those like anti-school violence stuff. So my mom was one of them, and they basically have like a mini court section, court session, and they have a hearing of like what this person did wrong, how they can punish them, what punishment is suitable, and the police officer basically is the mediator and decides. And then like if the case becomes too big, like if it's so severe, then the the victim's parent can go to court and take it legally. So essentially, yeah, there's a much better system. It's not like what it is in the drama anymore. But when I was growing up, it was like that in the drama, like where teachers would just beat up students and stuff. I told you about the story where I got like kicked in the stomach by teachers, like you see in the early part of The Glory. You see that teacher like basically beating the shit out of Tongan. I got the same treatment when I was in middle school too. Is there an independent body who can oversee how the teachers and police are handling this before having to go to court? Yeah, like there are, I believe, like there's a independent body that oversees this as well. So like there's somebody from outside the school that come in. Yeah. But essentially, yeah, teachers used to be kind of crazy. They used to like literally beat the shit out of kids. I've had this one teacher when I was in middle school. He would carry this wooden flute, and then at one time, like I guess one of the students was like being loud or something. He called this girl up and then literally took a full swing on the girl's head. I was like, wow, this girl's gonna like get some brain damage. Seriously. He literally took a full like hard 100% power swing on this girl's head, and I'm pretty sure she got a concussion or some shit. But the worst beat up that I got from my teacher was, it was for the stupidest ass reason, because like I guess like teachers back then, like they just did whatever the fuck they want. parents didn't complain. Like teachers back then, they did not give a fuck. And like we had a sense of like, oh, teachers have to be respected or whatever. Nowadays I think they're just like even kids now, like they think they're just fucking jobs. But like this one time, like teachers would like just beat up kids for no particular reason, just because like they had a fight with their wife or whatever. So when I was in like 8th grade maybe, there was this PE teacher that was very, very infamous for beating up kids and being like, just basically beating the shit out of everybody. I was running in like PE class. He wasn't my PE teacher. He wasn't even my PE teacher. I was just running laps, and then suddenly, like without even telling me like what I did wrong, this PE teacher just came and started like punching me in the face and in the stomach and then kicking me. And I was like, I didn't even know what I did wrong. And he literally punched me across the entire field, in the face and the stomach. And then he told me like he did that because I ran in front of his view. I had momentarily blocked his view. Come to think of it, that's like really fucked up. I had momentarily blocked his view by running past him while he was doing his PE class on the other side of the field. So he felt the need to punch me in the face. And these are like hard ass punches. These are like, I mean, he's big. He's a full grown adult. I was like 5 foot something, like very small kid. So yeah, but shit like that was very normal. Like I got slapped. I got hit with the flute too. And yeah, my high school, one of my high school teachers, I almost got into what I think I might have been suspended if I did it. But like there was this one teacher that was like that really, I guess, like wanted to pick on me or for whatever reason. And he would have this steel ruler. He had this steel ruler with these thin edges, and he basically like hit it on hit you on the center of your head with the steel edge. And I had basically I'd been what do you call it? And he was in charge of like handling all the students that were like late and stuff. I forget what his exact job was, but anyway, I was like late or some shit, and then they made us like clean windows of the school. And if I think about it, it's really crazy because like we were on the 5th floor, and like we had like 2 panes of windows, and basically I was in charge of these two windows, and they were pretty big. They were very big windows, and I had to go onto the ledge of the window and put my hand out like this, reach out so that I can get to the outside. So he expected the inside and the outside of the window to be clean. So I was like literally like hanging on like this on the 5th floor, which now to think about it, that's absolutely crazy that he made all these students do that. Wow. This was South Korea, of course. If it was in Canada, like these people would have gone to jail. But like, okay, so we were made to clean these windows, and and he would come like check once or twice a day, and if they weren't clean, he would hit them with the ruler. And the thing is, like, I was cleaning this shit for like 2 weeks, and he wouldn't let me pass. I was literally like, there were like 100 students. I was the last person remaining, and And after 2 weeks, I got so pissed that like I was like he hit me, and then I was like I went like this. I was trying to punch him, and I forget what happened after that. I don't really know what happened after that, but I think after that he did not hit me after that. Definitely after I tried to punch him, but I don't really exactly remember what happened after I tried to punch him. But yeah, after that he did not hit me. So I guess the moral of the story is that you have to fight back. You have to fight back. Um, yeah. Have you heard of the boarding school scandal? I highly doubt that even if like there was a scandal like this in Canada, like I don't think it's anywhere close to the level of the abuse that teachers have in did in Korea. I had 3 male teachers in my high school flirting with the girls and trying to date them. Wow. Until one male student started calling out one of the teachers and calling him a pervert. Yeah, you gotta call these motherfuckers out, man. Like, yeah. Anyway, who are your top two favorite characters in Glory, male and female? So, okay, female. Okay, least favorite and most favorite. Okay, favorite is Yeonjin. Her acting, especially in that last scene. Close your ears for 10 seconds if you haven't watched the last episode. When she's in prison doing the weather forecast. Oh, she is such a good actress. She did the best acting in the entire drama. My favorite male, I gotta say actually Jaejun. And I actually think he's a good guy. I think Jaejun is actually a good guy. If you look at the drama, like he didn't actually partake in the bullying. He was a bystander, but he was just like playing basketball and shit in the gym. And also, if you look, he doesn't actually kill anybody. He's like actually a very law-abiding citizen. Maybe he beat up somebody, but like he's actually like, you know, if you think logically, he's actually a nice guy. You know, among the bullies, he's the nicest person. My least favorite female, I think it's hard, but actually I'm gonna go with this lady here, the sidekick. It's and for the least favorite male, it's this guy, the doctor. Yeah. He like, so the reason why I don't like these characters is like, for her it's the same as the doctor. It's like, this lady, she is so skilled. She's literally like a freaking spy. She's like a CIA agent. She's so skilled at her job. And it's kind of ridiculous. Like, she solves all the problems. And for him, he's so rich that he solves all the problems too. And I really dislike that, like, he didn't go full on crazy. I wish there was a more deeper like layer. I wish there was a deeper layer to his character, because like, for her, like, she's also very one dimensional, but she's a very side character, right? Like, she's not the most important character. So it's all right. It's all right to be a little bit more one dimensional. For him, he's a very, like, he's the closest character to the main character. He's got like half the screen time in the second part. And for him to be like so one dimensional, he's like, literally, you can see straight through him. Like, you don't even have to listen to the dialogue. you can have this on mute and you can probably guess what he's gonna say. He's like, "Oh, I'll be your doggy. I'll be your slave. You're my master. I'm such a simp." And he does everything for the girl. He has no change in emotions towards the girl. He's just like a loyal ass guy. And he's got infinite money glitch. So he's basically a hack to every single problem. Whenever she has a problem, he literally shows up. He's the white knight to all her issues. He's a solution to all her issues. And I just see that as very lazy writing. Very lazy writing. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I actually like the ex-husband. Yeah, I like the husband of I like the husband's character of Hyunnam, and that's because like he was a little bit more nuanced. I mean, even though he's like a raging alcoholic and like a just crazy ass person, he is like, if you look, there's like, you can see like how his emotions change, where he's suddenly excited because he's gonna get money, and then he like starts treating his wife a little bit nice for a while, and then he's like excited for the money and he goes crazy and he dies. But like he has his ups and downs, and that's very interesting. Although like he's just a terrible husband all the way through and just, you know, abusive. Whereas the doctor, he's just like from this very, very beginning, the first time they meet till the end, he has zero character development. He is the same character throughout. Yeah. Read a take on the doctor being a master manipulator, not sure what to think about it. He worms his way in, kind of love bombing her, as he needs a broken person that will be grateful to him. See, like, here's the thing, like, you gotta be careful of people like him. People like him are the ones that you need to be careful of, because he, like, if somebody's this nice to you for no reason at all, and this person has probably so many other options, but for whatever reason he's picking you, who is just a broken ass soul and that's depressed and that's like devoting your entire life to this revenge, there's probably some ulterior motives, right? There's probably some ulterior motives. And like, I wanted that to come out, because otherwise it makes no sense. Otherwise it makes no sense that this person is so nice. There's gotta be some sort of ulterior motive, but it never came out. It just turned out he was a really nice guy. And that's such an easy exit. That's such an easy cop out for the writer, I feel. Yeah. He was, but deep down he was a psycho based on the scene with the knife. Yeah, but the thing is, like, okay, so like when I saw that knife scene, I was like kind of excited, because it's like, oh, okay, he's actually not that nice. He's kind of fucked up inside. But actually, no. Like, literally all he did with the freaking knife was cut a little bit of, you know, the scar tissue off of Yeonjin when she was sleeping. That's literally the only thing. He said, oh, like, I'm gonna go on a sword dance. He literally doesn't do anything. He just buys shit with money. He moves. He makes a hospital. He opens a hospital for Dongeun in her town so that she can get her revenge. He buys a funeral house for Dongeun so that she can get her revenge. What else does he do? Like, he literally just does everything for Dongeun. And yeah. Anyway, yeah. He's just too nice. He's just too nice. And if someone's too nice, they gotta have an ulterior motive. They can't just be that one-dimensional, especially for a character of this much importance. He would have been fine if it was like a very, very minor character. Maybe like even less. Maybe like somewhere along the lines of, like, you know, one of the bullies, like Sara, maybe, or Myungho. Like, if he was a character like that, maybe he would have been like, it would have been okay to have him this one-dimensional. Yeah. Yeah. I think they tried him with him tormenting the serial killer, but it wasn't the same energy. Yeah, exactly. And he's just, and the thing is like his tormenting, like I mean, I understand that the writers wanted to give him justification, and like they went in depth about how like terrible this serial killer is, and that's all great. But in the process, for some reason, like it seemed like through part two, the doctor kind of lost that craziness in him. He became more, and maybe that's part of his healing process as well. While he's helping Dong-eun's revenge, he was also healed from his thirst for revenge, and maybe that's part of the story. But I feel like it just kind of made him less crazy and a little bit more predictable. And oh, the dude who outacted him. Yeah, he was great. The dude who killed his dad. Yeah. Oh, his psycho behavior was absolutely amazing. Anyway, yeah, I'll have a more in-depth review of The Glory on DKDK TV, so you can go expect that in just a few days. I'm going to shoot it on Thursday. And of course, please join us on Naked Soul for news articles about Korea, as well as the new pants that you probably just saw me wearing. These are new pants in collaboration with Hangout Soul, and you can get them now on Naked Soul using the coupon code The Glory will get you 10% off on Naked Soul. So you head on over to Naked Soul and get these pants, and I'll see you guys next time. So please hit the subscribe button, hit that like, it helps us a lot. And if you want to watch The Glory with me, you can go on over to patreon.com/DKDKTV. We have hundreds of videos that are exclusive to patreon.com/DKDKTV. So I'll see you guys there, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.